Kill the TV volume here. All right, we'll give it just another minute or two. Get a couple people on here. How we sound, Ray? 1, 2, 3, 4. Can somebody hear me? Can anybody hear me? Joe Rader's in the house. One, two. Can anybody hear me? Check the settings. Sounds good, Joe Rader. All right. Thank you very much. 5 by 5. Okay. Dave BN SF can hear me. Hopefully I get at least 10 people here. We'll get started in just a second. 2. I don't know. 8:01. Well, I guess I usually give it till 8:02. Hope everyone's having a good week. Loud and Clyde. Sure, he meant clear. That's cool. And Happy Valley Hobbies is here. All right. Ray 9. Come on, one more. Well, we wait till 8:02 or until I get 10 people. Okay, it says 8:02, so let me go ahead and minimize this and make that nice and big. All righty, good evening, folks. Welcome to Sidetrack Sunday. What I got planned here is got some trains that I bought at, well, some at Timonium, some at Allentown Train Show. And we're going to kind of test some of these, talk about a little bit about some of the different manufacturers, and test a couple of these. I do have a camera set up upstairs instead of me trying to mess with the cell phone, so I won't torture you with that. So I actually have a whole other laptop upstairs. So we're good with that. Yeah, so we got a couple HO engines to look at, repair, or decide if they're junk, one way or the other, right? So that's what we're going to do. The ones I got from Timonium, that one, uh-oh, might need to do some soldering tonight. All right. So before I get started on that, I mean, we have 11. Okay, we'll wait a couple minutes to do that. So I've been doing a lot of messing around with my 3D printer and doing some different things with that. Here's a little project that I started on a while ago. This is a bumper or a buffer for HO trains. And I made this because I have a trolley line up there. It's a not a bump and go, but it's a point-to-point trolley line. And there's sensors at the end, IR sensors. And what happens is the trolley gets to the sensors and it's supposed to stop and go back. And actually it works really good, except for what happens is after that trolley gets going, like after 20 minutes or something, it starts to pick up speed and I'm not paying attention. So the trolley doesn't stop fast enough. It goes past the sensors and ends up derailing. So I want to put something like this in here. Except for the problem that I had, I went and designed this and it just, would hold in at the end of the line. Except for I have the track, and then the wires for the sensor and for the track power would go like right at the end. So there wasn't enough room to mount this and put it up there. So that's a future project. This is on my Thingiverse site. So basically what this does, this is two different pieces that I made like that in the 3D printer. And there's actually springs in here. They are pen springs. So I took apart a pen and cut them short. And they go in here. So it's a spring-loaded buffer. And I forgot to put my Thingiverse thing on there. So that's just something that I have been working on a 3D printer, messing around with. So, okay, so we have some people here at 14. Let me go to the top. Should be edit now. See, there's supposed to be 3 dots to click on. Show everybody that's in here. So we'll do a quick shout out. Kyle Stevens, Southern Pacific in the Inland Empire. My goodness. Raybo Bell, Southwind Railroad, Southwest Railroad. Great Northern, Joe Rader, Black Rock Central. Dave BNSF. Happy Valley Hobbies, welcome. Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider. Southwest Railroad, I think I said that. Great Northern, Adam Cruz. PK and W, thank you very much. I'm liking the 2-camera action. Yeah, I'm working on that. I'll talk about that in a second. Great Northern, I think I said Great Northern. If not, Great Northern. Anthony Dodge, Dave BNSF, Southern Pacific, we said that. Okay. Joe Rader, Rebo Bell. Okay, we're caught up. We're at the end here. Yes, my 2-camera action. This is actually a, you can barely see it here in the end. You can see the lens right there. That's a high definition zoom camera, and this is really cool. I got this because it's not going to zoom, or it's not going to focus when it's that wide. So can we get it? Yeah, so that's the wide angle on there, and then I could zoom that in. So I need to do this just a little bit better. So the whole problem that I had here was I had this other camera on there, and it was coming down, and it was right in front of my face. So it was really stupid. So I got this so I can mount it up a little bit higher. So I think I can go even just a little bit lower. And if I set the camera off to the side, I think that'll work a little bit better. So let me get that in there. So I see Sparky just showed up. Welcome, Sparky. So we're going to mess around with some HO trains here. Maybe we'll get some of them to work. I don't know. Southwind, Happy Valleys. Okay. Very good. So, yeah. I bought these 3 here for $10. Just a minute. Let me hide current comment. There we go. So I got these 3 for $10 because I have not seen Western Maryland before, and some of these just looked interesting, and I thought they would be good for a Sidetrack Sunday repair. So before we get into that, let me go. Like I said, I haven't seen Western Maryland before. So Western Maryland was a Class 1 railroad. It was primarily coal and freight, and it had some passenger cars. So it operated in Maryland, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. Again, it was primarily coal, so it shipped coal, you know, from the coal mines and so forth, which is probably the reason that it started. It became property of the Chessie System Railroad in 1973. And then in 1983, Baltimore and Ohio took over the Chessie in Western Maryland. So the Baltimore and Ohio and Seaboard System merged to form CSX. So I find it interesting. I look into this kind of stuff because there's so many different railroads out there, and where do they come from, and which ones actually exist and which ones don't, and so forth. So there we go. No, I didn't have a second slide on that. So let's go on to that. So let me know if this works any better with the light on. So I guess we'll take a look at this guy here. Put that there. Glasses. Mike Jordan, welcome. Dan's Model Railroading Journey, welcome. Yeah, stay tuned. We're working through it here, folks. You know, just stay tuned. So, come on, man. So yeah, this is an AHM. There we go. Okay. Did I say that right? Yeah, an AHM. So these are the vertical shaft motors. Is that not? No. Boy, I am so sorry. This lighting is really not that great. Even with this here. Yeah, I got. Wow. Let me see if I can get a little better lighting on here, if this will do anything for me. Oh, actually, that will do something if I get a clip. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, and I've been doing some updates and changes here, trying to get the best camera views and things like that. And sometimes things work out, and then you do a live stream, and then they don't work out. So let me see. Well, that's not great, but it's a little bit better, huh? So that's an AHM. Got some brushes in here. You know what? We're gonna take those out and clean them up. See how that goes. So this has a there's a little wire in the middle here. You gotta be careful. That's what holds the brushes in. And one side is insulated, the other side is not. Oh my goodness. These brushes are looking terrible here. I don't know how well you can see that. No, it's all whited out. All right, well, we'll clean the babies up, see if we can get this in good running order. Clean these off first. There's so much dirt on there, basically just, well, I guess there's enough oil in there that simply by cleaning the brushes and wiping the oil off, they're pretty clean. So that should be all right. So what is the difference, or what makes a Class 1 railroad a Class 1 railroad? because we have class 1, class 2, and class 3 railroads. All right, this one here, again, well, he's barely touched that. Okay. So yeah, you've got a commutator in there that now I've knocked it out of focus. All right. Wow, that is really dirty in here. So if that was on, like, if it was really stuck on there, I would use my scratch brush to clean that. But this just looks like it's cleaning up pretty good. All right, clean this just a little bit more here. Get some of that gunk out of there. So if I understand it correctly, what makes a class 1 railroad a class 1 railroad is how much revenue they pull in. So I mean, I guess originally it may have been over $100,000, but maybe, you know, if they make over $1 million or something like that, then they're considered a class 1 railroad. And of course, that would be something like, you know, I don't know. Just has to do with how much money they make. Maybe somebody's got a little more information on that. Just a minute. Yeah, thanks, Ray. Man, I tell you, like, you just barely touched this thing. It's okay. Don't be afraid. You can put that right there in the chat. All right, so we'll put this back together. This looks pretty clean. So we'll just put this right back in here, these brushes. You got to remember to put that insulator on there. And we can do this without losing any parts or anything like that. Of course, you know, you can sit here and work on these all day long, and then you go live, and then that's where the problems start. Everything works fine until you go live, right? Got to get these the brushes and the brush holders in here. Of course, you know, if you have bigger hands, that always works out better. All right, that's sarcasm. Bigger hands. Hopefully my head's not getting in the way as I do this. And I bent the tab on the end of that, so let me take that out. And we may not get anything fixed tonight. The camera going out of focus again. All right, yeah, a little tab on here got bent. So it was actually working well. I used to have a camera like right in front of me that would point to the desk, and that worked out really good because I was working at a small, like a coffee table. So I was kind of leaning over and it wasn't in the way. And then I went to this desk here, which sits up higher. So if I had a camera in front of me, I'd be smacking my head in it all the time when I was trying to work. So that's kind of why I went to this other camera. And the quality is good, except for now, as you can see, I have to keep focusing it. So I need to get a camera that with autofocus on it or something. So we keep trying out different cameras. So apologize that it doesn't look that great, but we keep trying different cameras. Hopefully they won't fire me from STS for having bad camera. So these model rail writing is okay. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I do this all the time. In other words, you guys put comments on here, and if I don't move that up, wonder if I could picking up your glasses. That could be. Quality is one thing, but following along with explanations is another. That's kind of what I'm trying to do here. You know, explain what I'm doing. Oh, I'm sorry, we're a little bit behind on here. Gravity. Oh, you know what? You might actually be right, because there is a, you know what? Let me get your comment out of the way. So put this here. Focus that. And then if I tighten that, very good. Thank you very much. Yes, well, okay. This is the first time I'm using this camera for a live stream. So, okay. Mineral spirits. Mineral spirits, they're okay to use. Some people use them. It's okay. I use alcohol. That works for me. Whatever works for you. Mineral spirits is good. Alcohol is good. Yeah, so we find that. I'm not sure what these comments are. I can see you clearly now. I'm sure this is Ray. Yes, looks like it was drifting on its own. Thank you very much, Ray. Okay, where were we? We were trying to get brushes into this. So we get so got to get the insulator on here like that. We have the other brush that goes in here, and hopefully we can get that in there without causing too much of a problem. Great, broke a toothpick. Toothpicks, I like using toothpicks. Well, they have their place, and then sometimes they break. I go to do a live stream and I get nervous and I lose parts. Stuff goes flying on the ground. Okay, so we got the brushes back together here. Rain is on the way. Sometimes it's spending a small fortune on cameras and lenses has the side benefit. Yeah, that's, you know what? Well, this whole live stream thing here, I mean, I keep learning different things, and I built like a whole camera mount that goes over there, and I've got myself this little ring light, and then you start to realize that a $5 ring light is worth $1. So, you know, yeah. It brass toothpicks. Okay. All right. Thanks for your support there. Okay. So the goal here was to get the brushes clean on that. I don't think we have much more to do. Do I dare take this apart? I mean, if you've never taken apart an AHM, these things have gears in here. Actually, the biggest part is what I'm taking apart right now. I mean, the biggest pain in the butt, because there's actually a nut on the end. So I'll take this apart to show you what's going on, but we're not going to get too deep into it. So you can see the, the shaft here, right there is a vertical shaft. And then you have all these gears here. And like I said, this is an AHM. Some of these I found with plastic gears, some with metal gears. These generally run pretty good, these AHMs. Let me get that comment out of here. These generally work pretty good. They're a little bit noisy because of the gears. And on this end of it here, there is a, like almost like a wood screw or something. And we totally can't see that, can we? And totally out of focus. Okay, well, just trust me. It looks like a wood screw or a sheet metal screw. And then this is a number 173 machine screw. And there's a nut on the other side that I'm holding in. So that's kind of what we got going on with this. So again, it looks like it's in pretty good shape, and it's been oiled. So we're not going to mess around with that too much. And we'll put this back together, hopefully, and not lose parts, which I'm already knocking stuff around. So what happens is, obviously this coupler is broken. That's not going to get fixed today. And then how this thing screws in here, this is all plastic, and that has gone bad. So what they did, somebody took a little nut here. This looks like a 440 nut that they drilled out so that you can put that screw in there. So, you know, sometimes that happens. That's why I buy these cheap trains at train shows, just for the fun of it, just to see what we could find. And sometimes we get some good running trains, and sometimes we don't. Almost threw that one on the floor. Darkening. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Ray. They're just they make their own sound. Yeah, that's just the way it is. Just in my opinion on N scale, like the Bachmann Spectrums in N scale are pretty good. I've got a couple of them that work. The Lifelike in N scale kind of just, I've had a couple that literally just melted on me. The Atlas N scale, I've had one or I've only had I think 2 of them, and they both just, like, the motor in them just fell apart, and they're not fit because the motor's like, good grief, it's like 3/8 of an inch diameter, if that. So the N scale stuff, yeah, There's 2 sets of wheels, right? Yes. Yes, there were 2 sets of wheels. Oh, thanks, Ray. That's what happens. That's why I got you here. Yes, yeah, there they are, right there. If I put them in, the train might run better. Glad to have you there. John, so sorry to hear that. We had a couple days that were cold, and now it's 50s, I guess. So it's a little chilly, but it's not like freezing cold here in Pennsylvania. There was a day, so I'm in the basement working. So there was a day last week where I was down here working, and I usually have, well, sometimes I have like a sweatshirt on with a hoodie, and that's just what I wear around the house, and I usually keep it a little bit cool. So I'm sitting down here, and it's, you know, evening time, 10 o'clock or something. I'm like, geez, oh man, it's cold. And I got the space heater running, and finally, for some reason, I decided to look on the bottom right-hand corner of the computer screen. You know, it has the weather report, it tells you the temperature. I looked on there, and it's like 25 degrees outside. So I'm like, oh, that's why it's so cold around here. So, yeah. Okay, so we've got, thank you very much for the tip there, Ray. Atlas N aren't bad. Well, I tell you what, I would like to see some run. I have 2 of them, and neither one of them are running. All right, that's AHM. We're just going to put this, you know what, put this right down. Yeah, I know. Okay, so it's already 8:30, so we're not going to get too much. We're only going to get 1 or 2 of these done. Let me get this in here. Oh, for crying out loud. It's got these tiny little tabs on here. Sure, you try and do a live stream and everything, you know, nothing works. Unless I got that backwards, right? Yes, I do have it backwards. There's your whole problem. My high quality foam cradle there. Thanks, Ray. I need just to have you like sit next to me here. Same here. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Hang on. There he is. These little power supplies, probably from a modem or something, or a router that I've got. So I just use these guys to test engines as I'm doing this. Okay. So I'm not picking up power from this set here, so I got to get it from this side and this side here. Okay. We have a runner. Yes, we have a runner. Yeah, on those, I mean, the Atlas, they make some cool ones here, but I broke part of the front of this. All right, that's for another day. We're just trying to talk a little bit about trains and such. Oh man, this is not going to go well. Somebody took a wire from the front axle here. That goes up to there. So one side of this okay, so this is a Varney, and I call this the let's see if we can see that here, the over under gear. I'm gonna have to do a separate video. In other words, there's gear on the top and the bottom. And I could tell you that that's not how this is supposed to be wired. Yeah, that's a mess. Yeah. Hobbyton drive, okay. Yeah. Yeah, this whole thing. Well, I'll tell you what we are going to do. We're going to take this truck apart. Since we're here, because I'm good at, we'll just take things apart, set them aside, and then get back to them. So we can at least see, you know, since you guys are tuned in here, looks like I got a big 24 of you watching. Thank you all so much for tuning in. You know, we can at least take these apart. We can learn a little bit about how it's put together. And then, oh my goodness, I have never in my life seen anything like that. Wow. And then, well, is this going to come off of here? Yeah, the grease in here is just completely gunked up. All right. So just a minute here. I got some slides for you because I know you like my slides. So Varney was founded by Gordon Varney in 1936. See in California? I forget. So the Varney model trains, or the Varney company, was big. The accessories were big, and I guess they started making like little Ford trucks. So they were a very popular thing, more than the engines in some cases. So that became a big thing. Penline acquired some of the products. In other words, you know, Varney was making designs and so forth, and Penline, I guess, made them an offer to take over their designs and manufacture them. Yeah, 1960, then it was sold to Lifelike. So, and I guess, you know what, so put that note in there about 1960. So Gordon Varney died in 1965. And so even though Lifelike bought Varney trains, there were still Lifelike sold them, and it still said Varney on them, even though they were owned by Lifelike until the 1970s. So in other words, you may have bought a train that was sold by Lifelike, but it said Varney on it up until 1970. So yeah, these little cement mixers here. I think that's the only slide that I had, right? Yeah. No, we'll get back to that. Okay. So yeah, that's the only slide that I have on Varney. I have like 4 of these, and actually I had gone, wow, I could barely move that. I tried an experiment of putting pulleys on here and using a band from a band drive. And still all the stuff in here makes a lot of noise. Oh my goodness, I don't even know. That's going to be a lot more. How is that attached? So this part here is still attached to this. And you can see that's still moving. I can't get that out of here. Is this stuck together? Ah, okay. Yeah, see that thing is like stuck together. So I have to go back and watch this video because uh-oh, and then there's a shim in here. Look at that. Ay caramba. This is all gonna have to soak because I can feel that like, these gears are a mess. And it's almost soldered down. There's dirt in here. Where's my little power supply? All right, so we got a motor. So we got a motor that works. This is all going to have to soak. That's not going to get done. This isn't going to get done on a single episode. I need to figure out. So generally what they would have, you can see one side of these here. One side of the wheels is insulated. Well, actually, they both are. So how would it get power from here? Basically, it's got to get power from each side of the track. All right, just a second. It's alive, kind of. All right, so when we get to this point, this is what happens. This is suspicious. And yeah, of course that's suspicious. Yeah, see, I've worked on these before, similar ones, and I'm gonna have to go back and find another one and sit here and play with it because yeah. So that goes there. You trip on that. That's the shell for. So one of the reasons I thought this was interesting because this is actually a metal shell. It's not plastic. So that's why I was kind of interested in this this particular one. So this one here, I think all we have to do is clean some wheels on it, and then we can go ahead up and test these real quick. And oh, that all right. This might be quicker than I think. Okay, I don't have that much room to. The scratch brush. So you can do a search for fiberglass pencil brush or fiberglass scratch brush, and you come up with one of these guys, and they're excellent for cleaning wheels and the motors, the commutator, the contact stuff. So and if you're going to do a lot of repairs, you want to get the extra inserts for these. I'll show you. So the little brush right there comes out. So you get a package of those. So let's see if we creep this forward. I mean, the best way to do it is to take this all apart, but we're just going to do a real quick job on here. Micromark has those in a set. Yeah, so I bought this. I bought these. The red one here actually came in a set with a stainless steel one and a brass brush. So instead of fiberglass, it's brass. So yeah, brass and stainless steel. And you know, it depends on what I'm working on. Some of these, you know, you might have all these wheels taken out of there anyhow, and you're just cleaning the wheels by themselves. I'm just using a toothbrush here to get the extra brush out of it. Yeah, we got quite a mess. Cleaned a lot of junk out of that engine, actually, between the two of them. So we want to get that off of there. While we're here, go back to our power supply thing here. Oh. Well, that has an interesting noise to it. We'll see what happens when we put it on the track. Yeah, so that's the stainless steel, and that's brass, and like that. So, you know, either way. Oh, so one of the fun things here, let me make sure I'm caught up on comments here. Maybe, yeah, if you have a local hobby shop. I live in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, so it's like halfway between Philadelphia and Reading. And I've ran into like 3 or 4 different people at hobby shops. It's crazy. I mean, for me to get to a hobby shop, it's at least a half an hour, 40-minute drive. But I'm really surprised at how many there are. You know, I mean, they're completely different directions. Like, I mean, really, go up this way, go up this way, go down that way, and they're all, you know, very far from each other. But I'm really surprised at how many there are that are within, you know, 40 minutes. But anyhow, so yes, I got this at the Timonium Train Show, and I noticed that it did not have a shell. And this is an Athearn. And I do have PowerPoint slides for Athearn. So what I've been messing around with, I said I've been playing around with the 3D printer, and I 3D printed a shell for this. I don't know if you like it or not. My original thought was kind of going something towards like a Acela. Let's see if that's any. Oh, that's the other thing. More than 1 hour to the nearest hobby shop. Okay, that looks terrible. Let me see. Well, shoot, I don't know. How bad is that lighting? But anyhow, so I 3D printed, I designed and 3D printed. Well, you're more than 40 minutes away from the grocery store, man. Looks like... Well, like I said, I started, my thought was like Snowplow or the new Amtrak engine, and that's what I ended up with. So All right. You know what? I'm not, my feelings are not hurt whatsoever. It is what it is. I just, you know, that's what came out of CAD. I start drawing lines and printing stuff. And so, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we good for that. Okay. But I tell you what it is. Okay. Is it's a shell that fits on there. How's that? Okay. You know what? Okay. If you don't like that, all right, thank you, Dave, for the encouragement. Thank you very much. Okay, if you don't like that, you tell me. Okay, it's all right. My feelings are not hurt. Okay, we can go that way too. Now I didn't get a chance to paint that yellow. Wait a minute, I had another one of those. Oh, crime anyway. Oh, here it is, right here in the box. So this is a little bit different. I forget why. Yeah, school bus. So what do you think, huh? Yeah, right, Ray. Just, you know, whatever. And you know what? I got that for with the school bus. And oh man, oh man. Hey, I didn't see John number 2 here. Was he here? Ooh. No, she have a, or should I say Kamala who? Oh, getting political. Oh, maybe I did that one wrong. I forget. I redid this design 2 times. You know what? We're going to go with that, okay? We're going to go with that. We're going to go with that. It's yellow. I redesigned this. I think the difference is the hood is different because I was trying to get it to fit the band drives. But anyhow, okay. We're running out of time. Oh no. Okay, Barney. Okay, so this is actually an Athern here. Athern, Athern. I don't really care what you call it. So it started in 1938 by Irvin Athern. He actually started in O-scale trains. And so he started in 1938 and then actually started selling trains as a retail business in 1946. In 1940, and he kind of had some HO. So in 1948, he started regularly manufacturing the HO trains in Hawthorne, California. So Athern actually manufactured trains for Lionel because Lionel started to get into the HO train business, but they weren't really, you know, they didn't know anything about it. So they got Athern to make trains for them, and they stamped Athern on it. So, or I mean, stamped Lionel on it. And also, they made cars for Cox models in the 1970s and freight cars for Atlas. So they were purchased by Horizon Hobbies in 2004. Yeah, so Athern was purchased by Horizon Hobby in 2004. Horizon had actually, there's a lot that I didn't put in here, but Horizon had a couple different locations in California. So they were in Carson, California, headquarters in Champaign, Illinois. So then, so I guess the real thing here is they moved to, or the important thing is that in 2009 they moved all the manufacturing to China, which, you know, we don't like that. So they used to have, I guess in 2004, they had just the like the sales and the development, you know, guys, engineers that sit there and design trains. And I guess in 2021, they decided that they can do that wherever they wanted. They didn't need to be there. So they closed the Long Beach location. So there you go. There's So there's the real quick on the Aethern, okay? What would it be without a PowerPoint slide? So tickled pink, wasn't that Boone's Farm strawberry wine? Okay. Yes, I said John 3 times and you showed up. So I was going to do another one. That's a Aethern, or not an Aethern, an AHM, and somewhere in the box I think I have a gear. But that's not going to happen because we're running out of time. So what did we get done today? We got an Aethern and we got an AHM, and we took apart a Varney, which is in the box, and that'll be another project. And I still promise, well, I'll get to that. Okay, so okay, let me go upstairs. I'll be right there. Okay, promise. Almost as good as my birthday today. You're funny. There we go. Can you hear me okay from there? From the side, isn't it Aethern? I don't know. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Carolina Foothills says he could hear me. Thank you very much. And yeah, so I don't have the, didn't bother with the, what do you call it? The cell phone here. Let me go to this. Okay, good. We got that. Yeah, there's our train that we're testing. And we have nothing. Oh. See how fast we go. Oh, that's about it. One of those pullback times. You're funny. All right, let's see if that's a little crunchy. Yeah, like you said, it has its own kind of noise. So I redesigned this a couple times and I didn't get to it, but I was going to put headlights in this guy. So I put holes in the front of it. And well, I'll get to that when we get downstairs. Well, so let's see if the school bus makes it. See if we get the rail fan view here. All right, we'll get it one more time and then we'll all right. Okay. That's all we need to do up here. I'm going to go downstairs and see you. Must be California convertible school bus. Yeah. So I'll get to it. I'll make a roof for that eventually. But yeah, we got the open bus. We got the cool bus. Unmute that. Okay. I know, as I said, I know I had a pair of glasses, and here they are. Let's see. Do we need that? Warp 11, Mr. Shula. First generation. It's a magic school bus. Okay. You know, there was something I was going to say. So those designs, including the Starship, including the space engine, is on my Thingiverse page. And sorry, I usually have that Thingiverse down in the description and put it up there. It's DMB Tech 01. Like if you go to Thingiverse and you type in DMB Tech 01, then you'll find all the junk that I designed, including this thing and the school bus. Download it as many times as you want. I don't get anything from it. It's just for fun. Whenever I make something fun, I put it there. So yeah, I've got the Vorney to work on and another switcher to work on. These here I got, let me go big on these guys. I got a ton of these. These are AHM. Well, not a ton. I got, I think, 6 of these, if you saw my last video. So these are all sealed motors in their drive. So all this railing is broken. And, maybe I'll 3D print, design a 3D print something for that. So that's another thing. Another project for the future, right? So I always end up with something. So these here, okay, here's another one of those jimmies. Since we're talking about it, let's see if we can get this apart. And, okay, that's not going to happen. But this is another one that has I call it the over-under with the 2 big gears in it. Yeah. That's another project. Here's a band drive, Baltimore and Ohio. And this one here, I promised Mike Jordan's in the chat. I promised him I would do a rebuild on this guy to show him how the Bachmans are wired. So that's what I have tonight. Schedule. So this is what we have. Like Ray said, we have a little restructuring to do, and we need to fill in December 8th, and we're going to work that out. And so, are you kidding me? I put in November 2nd. Why did I even bother? It's November 24th there for Ray. I am so sorry. I was doing this last minute. So So November 24th. Next week is Raybo Bell. And then the week after that is John number 2. All right. So hopefully had some fun. Learned a little bit about some of the trains. Took them apart in some of the companies. And I'll probably be doing some repair videos in the future. If you want to go to my Thingiverse page and download any of that stuff, knock yourself out. It's all fun stuff. So, thank you, John number 2, and everyone else. Lots of fun. So I'll probably see you in 3 or 4 weeks, I guess. We have to get together on that. Okay, yeah, so we had some fun with HO Train, so I'll do a little bit more of that. Let me know, how much you liked it, or if there's something in particular you got questions. All right, peace. Had a lot of fun. Take care. See you next time. Later. End stream.